Hi, how y'all doing? It is Saturday, December the 6th, 2025. Here in Ontario, Canada, sky's cloud covered. It's snowing. Snowed throughout the night a little bit, but it's been snowing. It's just heavy to light, heavy to light. A little bit of a build up, but not too much, right? Roads are slippery. They've sanded them or whatever. They're slushy looking. I'm not going out today. I have no need. I have what I need. Besides a man in my life, I have everything else, right? Except for a canine. But you know why I don't have one of those? I don't want to neglect it by not being able to take it for walks, right? So, yeah. I slept weird last night. I woke up with my blankets over my head for some strange reason, right? I was just all over my bed. I dreamt all night, but I don't recall. I did until I woke up, right? It's weird how that works. Haven't seen any birds today. No canines out. Just people driving around in their vehicles, right? Schuman's down. It's 18 today. So 9. In numerology. I forgot to tell you, or I know I did my video before that. I had a man knock on my door yesterday, and he wanted to put a meter on the back of the unit, but he couldn't get in my back fence because it's seized up because it's old, right? So he's like, I need to get in the backyard, right? I'll have to put this meter on. I said, oh, a stupid smart meter. And he was like, yeah. And he's like, the power's going to be out for like 10 minutes. I just have to take one off, put the other one on. I said, well, my son's doing online schooling right now. So that's going to interfere with him, right? And he was like, oh, all right. Well, I got to get it done. Can I come back during work hours next week? I said, yeah, Monday, be fine after 7. I'm up, right? I said, I'll let you go through the house and out the door. So we already have a smart meter, but they're putting a new one on, right? He seemed kind of a beside himself because I stopped him from doing it, right? He seemed confused. Oh well. I can't say no to it because I live in government housing and the district's housing, right? So yeah. Me being on disability, I'm not able to afford to live anywhere else. So, and they put them on everybody's houses anyway. So yeah, it's not good to collect the data. I had heard that weird too, or with the Palisade down in the United States, Palisades burnt down. That whole community, they all had smart meters. All the houses that burned had smart meters on them, right? I was telling my friend Toss about it, and I said, it's okay, we're safe, it doesn't matter, right? Don't worry about it. So yeah, because I phoned her up to see if they knocked on her door, right? But I guess they didn't have to. Her part's a bit different than mine. They can't get into her backyard anyway, right? Because they're all joined together at the back. Where I'm only joined with my neighbor. It's only 2, right? And we have, gates that go into our backyard, which are crappy and we never use because it's right in the middle of the parking lot. Everybody knows your business, right? When you're back there. So I just never use it. It's all grown up. So yeah. It was cold last night. Night before. Minus 19. So it was nippy out, let me tell you. It's warmed up a little bit today. I think last time I checked it was like -1, but it's supposed to go down again tonight. Tomorrow night's supposed to be colder, like -22. So yeah, the freezing out has begun, hasn't it? Or continues. I wonder how long they're gonna do this for. Huh. Like I said, they're doing something. I'm not sure what the purpose is for it, but they are doing something. So yeah. Uh, Tomorrow we'll be into a new moon phase. Not a new moon phase, but new to us moon phase, right? I was thinking about something too. I was watching a guy on YouTube I watch sometimes. He says he's a Moor, right? And he was going through his podcast, and then he said about how we're all part of a computer program, right? This is a computer program, a simulation, and I agree with that. It's a download I got a couple years back, right? You know what I mean? We're in the holodeck on the ship, kind of thing, right? And we can't. And our program got hijacked, so it's trapped us in it. You know what I mean? And an upside down fairy tale. So yeah. And then I was having a shower today, and I was thinking about it, right? And when I have a shower, I do it spiritually, right? I close my eyes and I give respect to the water and love, and I envision all the icky, dark energy that's on my body, mind, and spirit, soul, whatever, my aura, my Taurus field, right? On every dimension, on every plane, to be washed off and take it down the drain so that Mother Earth can cleanse it, make it pure, right? And that's a spiritual shower. So, the way I do it, anyway, is for me, right? You do your own stuff. Don't let people tell you what to do. It's their stuff, right? Don't have attachments to their stuff, right? Make your own stuff. Use your own imagination. And while I was doing that in there, a thought came to mind, and I was like, haven't I been hearing that they're using a lot of water for the AI storage centers or whatever they're called, right? The factories where they hold the data that they're collecting from us, right? Do you know what I mean? Because it runs hot, it takes a lot of water. And I thought, well, we're mostly made of water, aren't we? Right? It has some kind of connection. It also goes into the simulation thing again, right? I just haven't figured it out yet how they're using it. Our water. Do you get it? Weird, right? I thought that's different. I wonder what the answer is. Just been sitting here all day since I woke up. About 6:30. It was just boing and I was awake. I was like, okay, I'll get up. Just by myself. I phoned my friend and talked to her about the meter guy, but it was only a few minutes, right? So I just been sitting here watching YouTube, listening to other people's ideas of what's going on and how to decode all the numbers and that they do in their rituals, right? Because I've been noticing that a lot throughout the years, right? You know, I don't read the headlines on the news so much as I see the numbers. And I think, I wonder what that means, right? 41, 51, right? 17, 19. You know, the list goes on. Because numbers have been getting my attention since, 2017, I believe. The repeating numbers, right? And then these guys or the podcasts that people are watching are Moors, or they say they're Moors, are decoding the numbers, right? Because, like me, they've learned about them through the years, you know? And they're doing a pretty good job, right? But Rod Hayes says they're not all Moors. Stop calling yourself Moors, right? The Moors came over here. We were not Moors until the Spanish gave us the name and said that we are Moors too, right? So yeah, I'm not sure who the heck we are. I know we're organic to the land, but as a name to call us, I just say people, right? We're the people of the land. It's good enough for me, I think. So yeah, but see, I'm repeating numbers today again. On my game, wherever, you know what I mean? It's just, I guess I'm in alignment. Just keep on seeing repeating numbers. They don't have to be like 222. It could be like 1414. You know what I mean? Or 414. Stuff like that. Those are repeating numbers too. So yeah, sure is a gray, quiet looking day out there, except for the traffic. All right, the wind's blowing a bit too, icing us out. I haven't seen nothing different today at all. Not that is registering with me anyway. Sometimes it's after I get the after effect, right? 2020. I think about it. I was like, what the heck was that I seen earlier? You know what I mean? Yeah. Wonder if you're seeing anything different. Had a shower, made bread, not in that order. Just gonna make myself, I think, I don't know, a steak potato pie for supper. Or maybe a steak potato stew for supper. Right? I'm not sure. But yeah, just sitting here trying my best to be high vibrational. You know? It always works out. Everything will be fine. Just move in life like strategic. You know what I mean? You guys should be fine. That's for protection from your ancestors or your guardians. You know? I'm glad yesterday it turned out the way it did with my friend, old friend George when he showed up. Right? There was no one-on-one. It was all of a sudden my friend Tass and my oldest son Jay shows up. Boom. Distraction. You know what I mean? The universe helped me out big time. Big mama, she did. You know? She did. So yeah, my ears are ringing really loud today. I have a weird taste in my mouth. It's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. A coating or furry kind of feeling. It's weird, right? Um, the feces from the bowel movements have changed. They've hardened up a bit, right? I still get pain in my lower abdomen though when I have to go. Ever since I had that fucking massive diarrhea that one day, right? Or for that 1 hour. It's tender, right? Not sure what that means either. But we are changing. Our DNA is changing, right? Caterpillar, sure, I'm sure it doesn't feel very good turning into a butterfly. Must be super hard on them, right? And that's kind of what we're going through. So just suck it up, deal with it. Stay hydrated. Purify your water with your mind if you have to drink crappy old tap water like I do, right? Because they've polluted all the fresh water springs around here. The district has, right? By putting dumps where they really shouldn't be on top of the waterbed that runs under the ground, right, to where the springs used to be. So it's contaminated them all, or else people have contaminated them that don't know how to keep them clean. Like there was one on my old road that I grew up on, and somebody had chickens that threw all the chicken feces around it in it. You know what I mean? It's not good. They contaminated it with bird poop. And chicken poop is not good. It's very, very toxic. People get great big growths on them and stuff like that if they, touch it and then they rub their eye or something. Next thing you know, they got a great big bump growing on their eye. So, yeah. All right. We don't have much to talk about. I think we're in a pause again. So much change is happening so fast. And we're not being told about it. You just have to feel it, trust it. You're hearing about things. I'm sure the news is deprogramming everybody because it's not owned by the same people, right? It's not. All right. Anything else going on? My Back's a bit icky. Not too bad. Oh, lots of pressure on my head, though. All right? I've been getting, like, feels like headaches all day. But it's been like that for weeks now, right? This too shall pass. It always does. Right? It does. All right. Every day, I'm stronger. Every day, I'm wiser. And every day, I have more gratitude. I love you all's consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye. Bye.